start our prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee, thou art amongst women, and through thy womb, Jesus. Sancta is the Son, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Welcome for this catechism. We continue our lessons speaking about marriage and today the duties of marriage life. We know that our model is the Holy Family. You know that our sanctification is always made when we do what God is expecting us to do, and that's what we call justice and holiness. The Holy Family is the model of perfect duty accomplished for the love of God. Perfect duty, everything that should be done is done very well for the love of God. And we can contemplate this Holy Family of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph to have a model of a nice Catholic family. What is the chief duty of husband and wife in the married state? The chief duty of husband and wife in the married state is to be faithful to each other and to provide in every way for the welfare of the children God may give them. Husband and wife must comfort each other. This sacrament is a way of sanctification. And a way of sanctification through the main commandment of our Lord, that is charity, fraternal charity. I give you one commandment, that you will love each other, as I loved you. And in the sacrament of marriage, we have the sanctification of the love, of the human love. This human love made a way of sanctification through the grace of God, becoming charity, becoming divine life. This is why this mutual service this sanctification is to grow together in the marriage, trying to give everything to be happy, to take care of each other. Your happiness is the happiness of your spouse. You are not looking for your own happiness. You are not looking for your selfish happiness. You are looking for a greater happiness that will come to you through the success of your family, through the happiness of your family. And concretely, your family is first of all your spouse. You are going to give your life for him or her, to make him or her very happy, and that is charity. God wanted to have this complementarity between men and women. The wife needs the husband to lean upon. The husband needs his wife to comfort and care for him. The man is the breadwinner and the head. The wife is the queen and mother. In true Christian marriage, there is no question of selfishness, competition, or superiority between the spouses, for they two are one flesh. Of course, a very important duty of the faithful husband and wife is to keep this marriage vow. They owe fidelity to each other. And we know that how sensitive is this fidelity, how important it is. And I can tell you, in your life, nothing is more important than your family. Nothing. Your job, your friends, nothing else is more important than the success of your family. And of course, the success of your family relies on this trust you have to each other. This trust is so important. And you have to protect this trust in your family life. You have to be very careful and to avoid everything could come and destroy this trust you have between you and your spouse. Of course, you have to avoid infidelity, because that is destroying completely the trust. But you have also even to be prudent and not to allow something to come in between you and your spouse. Or even something that could just have even the appearance of unfaithfulness. For where jealousy is awakened, conjugal felicity ends. This is very important to protect this treasure of your family, and your family is built on your love. Of course, they should bear with each other's faults and infirmities, and not ruin their home life by dissensions. The wife will influence her husband for good more effectually, sometimes by silence, meekness, and prayer, than by nagging and scandalous scolding. The husband should remember that his wife also needs companionship. He should not long be away. Just take care for each other. Respect each other. Respect the difference of each other, but care for each other. And the secret of that, try to put yourself in the shoes of the other one. If it was at his own place or at her own place, what should I expect now? Just always try to put yourself in the shoes of the other one. What he is in need of. What is she in need of? If you can, try to take the point of view of the other one. You will solve all your problems. Why? Because what is the only problem of marriage is selfishness. You look for your own good. But now, if you start looking for the good of the other one, the other one is starting to look for your own good. Now you are saved. Try to take this point of view of the other one. And you will not fight. Because when you fight for you. And this is selfishness. Fight for her. Fight for him. And you will have a wonderful family. And this is charity. Fight for this other one. For your spouse. For your children. Not for you. And because you give your life for your family, you will be happy. Because you deny yourself, you will be happy. The spouses should always live together and have a real Christian family life with divine and natural law in the faithfulness of charity. It means this family life is a common life. It is absolutely a necessity for a home, for a family, to have a father and a mother living together and loving each other. It is a necessity because the children need the presence of the father and the presence of the mother. And not the presence of a father or a mother, but their own father and their own mother. A child needs of what is the role of the father and what is the role of the mother. It's not good to live, one is the village, the other one in Nairobi. That is not good. And you have to avoid this kind of situation. Your children that need you together. Of course, we know that some exception can happen. Maybe your job is just like that, you have to travel, okay. But it's not the norm. It's not what it should be. It's just something that is happening. But what it should be is this presence at home of the father and the mother living together and loving each other. A child has a real need to see the love of his parents. This is the security of a child, to see this love. You know how important it is for a child to be loved, to feel this love at home. And this is your duty, to love each other, for your children also. And to show this love. Family life is, of course, to live together, to be happy together, to share the same happiness. But it's not a purely human life, as the Catechism is saying. It's not a purely human affection. Because we are not only human beings. Marriage is giving you a special mission to be the educator of the children of God, to give the children to God, to raise these children for God, to make them saints and holy. And because you have a spiritual mission, a spiritual duty, you have a spiritual director. You have to educate these souls to know God and to love Him above everything. Now your life is not only a purely human life. This is a godly life. Live in the middle of you. You must also pray together. You must go together to church. You must say your rosary together as a family. God has to live in the middle of you. Because actually God is love. God is your love. And if God is loved in your home, if you love God all together in your home, you will keep this love. God will be your own love and will protect your family and will keep you all together in the happiness, in the peace and happiness of God. As says the Holy Scripture in the book of Job, for we are the children of sons, and we must not join together like heathens, pagans, that know not God. We are the children of saints, and we must have a holy life. We know that also the model of our marriage is a very mystical reality. Marriage has a model in the mystical union between Christ and his church. And St. Paul is very clear about it, and he has a wonderful view about what should be the marriage. The husband should love his wife as Christ loved the church, with a holy and supernatural love, as his own self. And the wife should love and obey her husband as the head of the family. Ephesians 5:25, husbands, love your wives, just as Christ also loved the church. Colossians 3:19, wives, be subject to your husbands, as is becoming in the Lord. Pius XI, in his encyclical on Christian marriage, says, this subjection does not take away the liberty which fully belongs to the woman, both in view of her dignity as a human person and in view of her most noble office as wife and mother and companion. Or does it bid her obey her husband's every request, even if not in harmony with right reason or the dignity due her as a wife? No, of course. Of course. But it forbids that exaggerated liberty which for the good of the family. It forbids that in this body which is a family, the heart be separated from the head, to the great detriment of the whole body and the proximate danger of ruin. For if the man is the head, the woman is the heart. And as he occupies the chief place in ruling, she ought to claim for herself the chief place in love. You know, your family is one body. Your family must be completely one. And the husband and the wife must be one. One direction, one will, one understanding, one love. Let us be careful. We can see sometimes some families, they are not working together. Even the husband is fearing the wife, and the wife is not trusting the husband. Where do you want to go like that? You can go nowhere like that. See the kingdom divided against itself. And Christ has told us what will happen. This kingdom will fall apart. Let us always put this unity of the family. We have one head, the husband. He has been appointed by God to lead the family in the good direction. And we have this heart of the family, the wife, who has this mission to put so much love in this family, to make it a wonderful place of love and happiness. This is the ideal of marriage. This is not a pink dream about a love story. This is how it has to be. And the dreams that we can dream, and everybody is dreaming about love. These dreams are created by God because they are the plan of God. Because this perfect love people are dreaming, Catholic marriage has to implement it. This is why you have to choose properly your husband or your wife. Because if you don't choose it properly, you will not be able to implement this plan of God. And you will say it's not possible. Father, it's not like that, marriage. I know it's not like that in many cases. It's not like that. Why? Because maybe you have married someone who is not a Catholic, and now you cannot share the same goal. Or maybe you have married someone who is not a strong Catholic, and now, of course, he or she is not interested with church and the law of God. Or you have not chosen at all, and you have just fallen in love with someone, and it was not reasonable. You have not taken your time to think properly, pray properly, ask for advice, and now you are with someone who is not a proper. And now you cannot have this happy family life you should have. Let us make this strong decision, if you are not married, to choose properly the best father for your children, the best mother for your children. What are the duties of the married as parents? It is the grave obligation of parents to provide for their children and to train them in the love and fear of God. The first goal of marriage is to give life. Actually, a Catholic family is a large family. That is clear. Because a Catholic family is not using contraception. It means this Catholic family will have many children. And this is the plan of God. God has not told to Adam and Eve, go and have one child. Or go and have 2 children. No. He has told them, go, multiply, and fill the earth. And the earth was very big and very empty. And they have received this mission to give life abundantly. And I tell you, what is the business of a family? What is the business of marriage? Is to have children. This is the goal. The main goal of marriage is to have children. And now, when you have a business, can you tell me when and how a business is going well? A business is going well when this business is busy doing its job. Yes. Because everybody in the company is busy doing his own mission. And when you are busy doing your own duty, you are okay. You are in the plan of God. You do what is right. You are just. You are in peace. Because you are in order. And a large family is a family where the business is done. You have children together. You have many children. You take care of them. And now, together, you are working for your family. And you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 children. It's a very beautiful family. And the mother is busy taking care of her children. This is her vocation. And the father is busy working to pay what is needed. And this is the plan of God. The plan of God is not marry, enjoy, be happy, enjoy the pleasure of marriage, try to avoid children, and live selfishly. This is not the plan of God. This may be the vision in Nairobi, I know. In Nairobi, 1, 2 children, and you are done. But who is the prince of the world? Who is the prince of this mentality? The prince of the world is not Christ, he is the king. But when we speak of the prince of the world, the one who is reigning here in this world below, with the mentality of the world, the spirit of the world, we know the spirit is not from God. The spirit is a spirit of selfishness. And actually, a family with few children will be more difficult to run properly than a family with many children. Because a company that doesn't have a lot of business to do is not going well. People, they don't know what to do, and now they start to do something else, and the business collapses. It's good to be busy with our duty. Okay, we'll speak more about it, because we'll have to explain concretely many things about contraception. But remember that the primary purpose of marriage is the begetting and rearing of children in the fear and love of God, in order that they may join Him in heaven someday. It's not only to have children, it's to make them good, saints, and holy. This is why any attempt to frustrate this purpose while making use of its means is intrinsically evil, against natural and divine law, and necessarily a grievous sin. This is why such procedures as birth control, abortion, sterilization are mortal sins and violations of the sacrament. And actually, we can see also some parents, they have only a materialistic view for their children. They are maybe choosing to pay very expensive school, a lot of school fees, and now they say, I have done my duty. I have paid for a very expensive school for my children. I have done my job. I have even put in a Catholic school. It's not enough. You are the main educator of your children. Your main business, and you have yourself the responsibility of the sanctification of your children. You cannot delegate that to anybody. You cannot say, I have put my child in a Catholic school. My child is going to catechism. I have done my duty. No. You are the one directly in charge of the sanctification of your children. This is your main duty, not only to give food and pay school fees, but to sanctify your children through your own example, through your own family, Catholic family life, you yourself teaching some catechism to your children, yourself. The mother, for the small one, is the first catechist of her children. The father can teach, give good example, good advice, and set the way, show the example. This is the main duty of the parents. Let us really concentrate on these important duties for the sanctification, the well-being of our children. Next time we'll continue this same lesson with what is remaining, because it's an important topic and we'll take more time about actually contraception and abortion, because it's very important. You know the truth about it, and you have also, you are able also to defend the position of the church, because I know it's difficult to explain why the church is against abortion. It's possible to explain, we can explain it, but I know it's difficult for you. Against contraception, against abortion, we need to explain that very well. Mainly contraception. We'll do it next time. Can now end this catechism with a prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Gloria